Hi guys, welcome back to Temple Boy Turnings. I'm Steve, and in this video I'm going to show you how I adapted this tool, which is just one of those cheap drill adapters to make a pillar drill or a drill press, whatever you want to call it. It adapts your electric drill. I picked it up from Aldi, which is like a cheap store here in Ireland, and I'm going to adapt this to make a pen press or multi-press for any kind of pressing that I need to do in the future, and I think it'd just be a handy addition to the shop. So head over here and I'm going to show you how we make it. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. It's a PowerFix Profi Plus drill stand. It's a cheap brand adapter for a drill, not this drill obviously, but you put a power drill into it, it holds it and it turns it into a pillar drill or a drill press, or whatever you want to call it. And what I want to do is just adapt it and modify it, fix it to this bench and make it into just a press that I can use for pushing pens together or any other item that I need to push one item into another, or to even to hold something while I'm working on it. So just like a multifunctional press. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I picked it up, it was €20 in I think it was in Aldi here, which is like a no frills cheap shop that you get here in Ireland and in the UK as well. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to adapt this thing. I mean, you can buy these in the shops quite cheap, so maybe you could buy one and then adapt it to be a multifunctional press like I'm hoping to do. So let's get to it. What we have here, I mean, obviously it came in this box. It's a bit battered, that's why I got it cheap. And in it is quite simply your base, just a vise that comes with it. That's just a cheap vise that comes with it, and then your main press tool, which is sprung loaded, and just works like that. Now my plan is that with this, your tube for your stand slides in through this. Now you're supposed to bolt it there, then put it to your workstation, and then you fit your drill to it, which clamps in here like this, and then you can drill away like this. So what I propose to do is, my bench, I have a gap here for my saws. I just slide my saws in there, but there's enough room there. I'll put that saw over here. There's enough room there that if I drill a hole just here and have this set in here, that I can undo this bolt up at the back, adjust the bolt, and this whole unit will slide up and down inside this, and I can fit whatever size item I want to press together, or items, in between there, and it will work just as a general press. That's my plan. So next stage is, I suppose, is I'll mark my hole and I'll drill through, and we'll put this together. Alright then, so I have marked where the hole has to go. This is just the hole that I'm drilling here. I just did the base where I wanted it to, put a pencil inside and marked it. And I have 1¼ inch Forstner bit in my drill, and I'm just going to drill a hole straight down through. Straight on down through. There we go, a hole. That should, there you go, slide up and down inside there, no problem. I'll clean that up, I'll come back to you. Okay, we're all tidied up again now, and we're just going to line this up here by pushing that over the hole, dropping this in, line up the front of my worktop, and I'll just put 4 screws and hold that down. There we go. Alright, now that is fully adjustable. Okay, there we go. I've got the the vice clamp put in here. That can be adjusted to fit whatever I need to put in there just by undoing these, moving it around or whatever. And next I'm just going to turn a piece that will go in here of hardwood that we can use as the press base. I have a piece of walnut in the lathe. It's just a block that I have. It's around about 50mm by 50mm, 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters, or 2 inches by 2 inches, wherever you are from. And I'm just going to turn literally just a plug that will fit into the top of the press. There we go, just got it to round. Let's see what size we have here and how much we've got to bring it down to. So we have a 50mm cylinder at the moment. We need to go down to 42, which isn't much. So I'm going to set my calipers to that. Okay, so I've set my calipers to the size I need, and I'm just going to turn this down to the size that I want. Okay, that's about right. That's plenty of a shoulder to go into where I need it to go. I'm just going to clean it up just a tiny little bit more, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through the centre of it. Okay, I have a 12mm drill bit put into there, which is the right size for my Morse taper, and I'm just going to drill a hole right through as deep as I can get before cleaning this up and parting it off. Alright, now all we've got to do is I'll tidy it up a bit, run a bit of sandpaper over it, just to take any fuzzies off of it, and then part it off. It doesn't need any finish on it, it's just being used as a press, so it doesn't need to be fancy. There we go. I'll just clean off that bit with the sander, and that is our block that will go over there into our press. Alright, so I'll do this. Push this into there. And tighten that up. Not too tight, don't need to put anything under too much pressure. That's good. It's fully adjustable there now. So now I have that my Jacob's chuck can go in like so, and that can act as a gripper for anything that I want to put into there. But now what I want to do is, from the same piece of walnut that I have left in the lathe, I want to turn a block with a spike that will go into that hole also, and that will be a sacrificial press. And I could probably make a few of those that over time they'll get damaged, I can just throw them away, but the main block that takes all the pressure gets protected by the sacrificial pieces. So I'm just going to make the sacrificial one that can just slot into there and act as the main pressure point for the top of the press. Alright, back to our leftover piece of walnut. I have my calipers reset again to the size of the drill bit that we used for drilling up the centre. I went a little bit too deep, so I need to clean off this end. I'm going to turn down just a little knob that will fit into the hole in the top of the block of our press, and then the rest will be just a round disc at the bottom here, just that can be used as the main brunt of all the pressing that we do. There we go. Now I've just got to round this off and part it off. There we go. I'll just give it a little sand to get rid of that little knob, and that's our sacrificial block that go into the press. Okay, that should fit in there now. Nice and snug, and that's our sacrificial block for pressing. And then just off the camera, just to keep the video a bit shorter, I made the base plate. It's very simple. It's just a piece of 1/2 inch plywood with a piece of 2x1 that's been cut down to the depth of my vice jaws, and that just sits into the vice. And then I found the centre and I drilled a hole in the centre, the same size as we did in the top, and I turned a disc, same as the sacrificial disc that we put in into this piece, and that just drops in to there. I can then bring my press down, line up where roughly the centre of those two meet is, which is there, and then tighten up my vice, and then we're all set to go using it as a press. And I can turn any kind of blocks now. I could even use the 3D printer and print off different designs that can fit into that, into the top block and the bottom base, and it can be adapted to any kind of pressing that I want. I've only got that set to that height because that's the range that you have. It's a 60mm press range, but like I say, I can raise that up and down to wherever I want it now, and it's a quick adaptation of an already cheap tool, and I think that's going to be a very handy addition to my workshop. Well, there you go. One project. It took around about an hour from start to finish, from taking it out of the box, mounting it to the bench, and then adapting it. About an hour and 20 minutes maybe, if that, because of the videoing. But yeah, it's very simple. I can adapt it as I go along to suit any kits or items that I need to press together at all. Very simple, and I hope it's inspired you to go out and adapt tools that you may not be using anymore. Have a look through your cupboards and things, find tools that you're not using anymore, and adapt them to suit your workshop. And it can save you a fortune in the long run. A pen press, I was looking to buy a pen press, and they're quite expensive for what they are, and they only do what they're built for. They only press pens or the small kits. With this, I have plenty of height to press anything into anything. If I'm wood turning 2 units that need to be pushed together or whatever, I can use this now, and I can adapt it to suit. I have the sacrificial blocks that I can just throw away and replace, and in the future, if I wanted to, I can get the 3D printer set up and I can 3D print any adaptations for this so it'll be more solid. So yeah, get out and adapt an old tool. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.